May I help you?
Yeah, you know you got a big hole in your store.
I know. We had a fire.
Sorry. Listen, was my paper delivered here by mistake?
Paper?
Yeah, my newspaper. A lot of postage, strange lettering.
Oh, wait a sec. Is this it? It came in yesterday's mail. Mr. George Burnett, 918 High Street. You got any ID? Give him the paper.
Before the Oscars and the charm that made him a global icon, George Clooney was just another young actor with a banana clip and a dream. At 64, Clooney is finally opening up about his surprising early role on The Facts of Life, a gig many fans forgot and even more never knew about. From the questionable fashion to behind-the-scenes tension, the experience shaped him in ways he never expected. So what really happened on set? Why was he written out so suddenly? And what does he say now about the show that quietly launched his career? From background role to big break. George Clooney joined The Facts of Life during its 7th season in 1985 as George Burnett, the school's affable handyman. The show was already in its later years and needed fresh energy to stay relevant. Clooney's character wasn't central to the storylines, but his charm, laid-back humor, and signature grin added a spark that caught fans' attention. He only appeared in 17 episodes, but even in that short run, his presence made an impression. He brought charisma to every toolbox scene, even while rocking pastel vests and floppy 80s hair.
So, you're in construction. Tootie. Hey, everybody was thinking it. I asked.
You see, we're trying to rebuild. Nothing extravagant.
Oh, you want me to take a look? It's okay, I'm qualified. My dad owns a hardware store.
We'd love it.
Off camera, Clooney quickly became known as the set's lighthearted prankster. He kept spirits high during long filming days, especially as the cast juggled adult themes, aging characters, and shifting scripts. Nancy McKeon called him the guy who made everyone laugh between takes. Meanwhile, Lisa Whelchel once admitted she completely forgot she had even kissed him on screen, a testament to how brief but impactful his time on the show really was.
No.
And didn't you get to kiss George Clooney?
I did, but the story is that I forgot.
Still, despite Clooney's growing popularity and on-set likability, producers quietly wrote him out of the series with little fanfare. There was no dramatic farewell episode, just a slow fade from the ensemble. His character, while charming, was treated as a temporary fix for a show nearing the end of its run. It was a missed opportunity, but one that didn't go unnoticed in hindsight. Clooney was still years away from ER or his blockbuster rise, but even then, the seeds of stardom were already planted. Despite the questionable fashion choices, yes, including the infamous banana clip, Clooney never disowned that part of his journey. It was humble, a little awkward, but unmistakably formative. The sitcom that wasn't supposed to work. When The Facts of Life premiered in 1979, few believed it would survive. The cast was too big, the humor too scattered, and audience reactions underwhelming. Test screenings flopped, and network executives debated canceling it altogether. But Charlotte Rae, already beloved from her role on Different Strokes, saw potential. She issued a bold ultimatum: rework the show, or she would walk. NBC listened. The network cut half the original cast and refocused the story around 4 central characters: Blair, Tootie, Natalie, and the newly introduced Joe. With that shakeup came a tighter script, more relatable conflicts, and the chemistry the show had been missing. The result? Ratings surged. Audiences connected with the girls' evolving friendships and the mix of snappy humor and heartfelt lessons. More than just gags and dorm room antics, The Facts of Life tackled real issues. Racism, peer pressure, disordered eating, and self-image were explored in ways that felt authentic, especially for young viewers who rarely saw such topics addressed on screen. The now iconic theme song didn't sugarcoat things. You take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have. It was an anthem for imperfection, resilience, and coming-of-age honesty. This creative and tonal reset not only saved the show, it gave it longevity. Over time, The Facts of Life became a staple of 1980s television, running for 9 seasons and leaving a legacy far beyond what anyone expected. And it was during this revitalized period that a young George Clooney would step into the picture. Off-camera struggles and set secrets. While the facts of life projected warmth and wisdom on screen, real life behind the scenes told a far more complicated story. Charlotte Rae, the heart and soul of the series as Mrs. Garrett, was quietly facing private heartbreak. Her husband's alcoholism and later revelation of his bisexuality left Rae emotionally drained. Though she kept the show grounded with her maternal energy, her own life was unraveling. In later interviews, she admitted to crying herself to sleep some nights, caught between the demands of fame and the pain of a fractured marriage. The younger cast members, too, carried hidden burdens. Kim Fields, cast as Tootie at only 9 years old, spent her entire adolescence under public scrutiny. While her roller skating charm delighted viewers, the reality of growing up in front of millions wasn't as lighthearted. Nancy McKeon, who played the tough and beloved Jo, was often seen as the breakout star, but that spotlight came with rumors of on-set tension, especially with co-star Lisa Whelchel.
Well, what was it like being Blair? Well, you know what? It's actually really fun because I got into acting because I was painfully shy and I was afraid to express much of anything. But if I could hide behind a role, then I could be a brat, I could be mad, I could be all the things that I wouldn't let myself be normally.
Whelchel's strong Christian beliefs often clashed with producers over risque scripts. She refused to film storylines that conflicted with her values, most notably those about teenage intimacy or birth control. Rather than recast her or push back aggressively, producers quietly rewrote or softened these episodes. Still, the tension was palpable. While Whelchel stayed professional, her convictions sometimes left her feeling isolated. Even George Clooney, a late arrival to the cast, noticed the emotional undercurrents. Though he wasn't deeply involved in the long-standing dynamics, he later reflected on how tight-knit the group appeared, but admitted it wasn't without its cracks. He saw firsthand how fame, adolescence, and personal convictions could quietly pull at the seams of even the closest ensembles. Beneath the canned laughter and neatly resolved sitcom plots, the reality was clear. Growing up, or simply surviving, in Hollywood came at a cost. These weren't just actors playing teens, they were teens, and they were learning hard lessons both on and off camera. Rumors, rewrites, and controversy. For all its pastel fashion and lighthearted comedy, the facts of life often pushed the boundaries of what was acceptable on network television. Writers routinely pitched episodes that addressed teen pregnancy, disordered eating, and even early LGBTQ+ representation through a same-gender crush storyline. But time and time again, network executives and nervous advertisers shut them down. Some scripts were heavily edited. Others were shelved before filming began. The cast, too, influenced what made it to air. Lisa Whelchel, deeply committed to her Christian faith, refused to participate in certain episodes, most notably one involving Blair's virginity. Rather than recast the character or write her out, producers rewrote the episode entirely. It was a rare example of a young actor having creative veto power on a network show.
Big practical
I know.
joker.
Yeah.
Don't ever mess with him.
No.
And didn't you get to kiss George Clooney?
I did, but the story is that I forgot.
As the show matured, so did its ambitions, but only to a point. According to George Clooney, who joined in season 7, the writers often wanted to dig deeper into sensitive issues but were boxed in. In a later interview, Clooney acknowledged the show's limitations while also praising its intentions. "We made something meaningful," he said, "even if we couldn't always say everything we wanted." Still, fans have come to appreciate what the show tried to do, even if not every boundary-pushing idea reached air. In many ways, The Facts of Life laid the groundwork for future series like Degrassi, Glee, or Euphoria, all of which continued the mission to reflect real adolescence with honesty. Clooney reflects at 64. At 64, George Clooney has nothing to prove, but that hasn't stopped him from looking back on his sitcom beginnings with a mix of humor and humility. In a recent interview, he poked fun at his role on The Facts of Life, particularly the unforgettable hair choices. "I wore a banana clip in my hair. "Nobody warned me that would follow me forever," he laughed. While the look may be a source of amusement now, he credits those early years with instilling in him the fundamentals of acting professionalism. Clooney spoke with genuine respect for Charlotte Rae, praising her as both a mentor and stabilizing force on set. He said she taught the young cast how to treat others, be generous in their work, and stay grounded amid fame, a legacy that still impacts him today. Looking back, Clooney describes the facts of life as a time capsule. Yes, it was quirky, yes, it was dated, but for him, it was real. It was where he learned to hit his mark, take direction, and keep showing up even when no one was applauding yet. "I got told no a lot after that," he said, "but I kept showing up. That's what I learned there." While many actors try to bury their early roles, Clooney embraces his sitcom roots. He doesn't pretend the facts of life was groundbreaking television, but he honors it for what it was, a proving ground, one that gave him the grit to keep going. And in doing so, he reminds us all, even the humblest roles can change everything. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this behind-the-scenes look at George Clooney's sitcom roots, don't forget to like, leave a comment, and subscribe for more untold stories from Hollywood's past. And don't miss the next video on your screen. It's packed with more celebrity twists and behind-the-scenes drama you won't want to miss.